I called Social Security 47 times. 47. Most calls. I sat on hold for an hour, then got disconnected. Some calls. I got someone who had no idea what I was asking. But on call number 47, I finally figured out the one thing that actually gets results. And I'm going to share it with you right now. Because if you ever need to call Social Security, and trust me, you probably will, you need to know this. Here's what I'm going to show you. The best times to call. The worst times to call. The exact questions that get you transferred to someone who actually knows the answer. The magic phrase that stops them from giving you the runaround. And the one mistake almost everyone makes, that guarantees you'll waste your time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to get through to Social Security, get your questions answered, and actually get results. Let me walk you through what I learned from 47 phone calls. Here's the reality. The Social Security Administration phone number is 1-800-772-1213. That's the national number. And millions of people call it every single day. The average wait time? 43 minutes. But here's the thing. Wait time is only part of the problem. The real problem is this. You wait 43 minutes, you finally get someone on the line, and they can't help you. Because the first person who answers, they're usually a general representative. They can answer basic questions. Things like, when can I file, or, where do I get my statement? But anything complicated? Survivor benefits. Spousal benefits. Earnings test calculations. Appeals. They transfer you. And guess what happens when they transfer you? You go back into the queue. Another 30 minutes on hold. And sometimes, the transfer fails. You get disconnected. You start over. I did this 47 times before I figured out the system. Let me save you the frustration. First thing you need to know. When you call matters. A lot. Here's what I learned. The worst times to call Social Security. Monday mornings. Everyone calls Monday morning. Wait times can hit 90 minutes or more. First week of the month. That's when benefits get deposited. Phone lines are flooded. Late afternoon. 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Everyone's trying to squeeze in a call before they close. The best times to call. Midweek. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Mid-morning. 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Late in the month. After the 20th. Call volume drops. I started tracking this. When I called Monday mornings, average wait, 72 minutes. When I called Wednesday at 10:30 a.m., average wait, 28 minutes. Same questions. Same system. Just different timing. So if you're going to call Social Security, don't call Monday morning. Call Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. You'll cut your wait time in half. Now here's where it gets interesting. I discovered something on call number 32. There's a phrase that gets you to the right person faster. Here's what most people do. They call. They get the automated system. It asks what they need help with. They say something vague like, I have a question about my benefits. The system routes them to a general representative. General rep can't help. Transfers them. Another wait. Here's what works better. Be specific. Very specific. Instead of, I have a question about my benefits. Say this. I need to speak with someone about my earnings record and benefit calculation. Or, I need help understanding my survivor benefits as a widow. Or, I have questions about the earnings test and how it affects my benefit reduction. Why does this work? The automated system uses keywords to route your call. Vague language equals general queue. Specific language equals specialist queue. You still wait. But you get routed to someone who can actually answer your question. No transfer. No second wait. I tested this on my last 15 calls. Vague request, transferred 8 out of 10 times. Specific request, transferred 1 out of 10 times. Huge difference. Here's another thing that speeds everything up. Have your information ready before you call. I learned this the hard way. On call number 12. I finally got someone on the line. They asked for my social security number. I had it. They asked for my date of birth. I had it. Then they asked, what was your total income in 2023? I didn't know. I had to go find my tax return. By the time I came back, they disconnected me for inactivity. 45 minutes wasted. So here's what you need to have in front of you before you dial. Your social security number. Your date of birth. Your spouse's social security number and date of birth. If applicable. Your most recent tax return. Your social security statement. Print it out or have it pulled up on your screen. Any previous correspondence from Social Security. Letters, notices, anything. A pen and paper. To write down what they tell you. The representative's name and ID number. Ask for this at the start of the call. Why the ID number? Because if you get disconnected, or if you need to call back, you can reference that conversation. It saves time. Okay. Here's the big one. After 47 calls, here's what finally got me results. I stopped asking yes or no questions. I started asking for documentation. Here's the difference. What doesn't work? Can I file for benefits now? They'll say yes or no. End of conversation. What works? Can you send me the official documentation that explains my filing options and the exact amount I'll receive if I file at age 62, 67, or 70? Now they have to do something. They have to pull your earnings record. They have to calculate your benefit amounts. They have to send you an official letter with those numbers. And here's the key. Once it's in writing, it's official. You can hold them to it. You can reference it later. You have proof. I did this on call number 47. Instead of asking vague questions, I asked for written documentation of my benefit calculation. 2 weeks later, I got a letter in the mail. It had my full earnings history. It had my estimated benefits at every claiming age. It had the formulas they used to calculate everything. Everything I needed to know, in writing. That one letter answered more questions than 46 phone calls combined. So here's my advice. Don't just call and ask questions. Call and ask them to send you official documentation. Say, can you send me a written breakdown of my benefit calculation? Say, can you send me the letter that explains my spousal benefit options? Say, can you mail me the documentation showing how my earnings test reduction was calculated? Get it in writing. One more thing. Sometimes, you get a representative who just won't help. They're rude. They're dismissive. They say, I can't do that. Here's what to do. Don't argue. Politely end the call. Say, thank you for your time. I'm going to call back and speak with someone else. Hang up. Call again. You'll get a different person. I did this 4 times. First rep, I can't give you that information over the phone. Second rep, I can't access that in the system. Third rep, you need to come into an office for that. Fourth rep, oh, sure. Let me pull that up for you right now. Same question. 4 different answers. The system is inconsistent. The representatives have different training levels. Some know more than others. If you get someone who won't help, call back. You'll eventually get someone who will. So here's what you need to remember. If you need to call Social Security, Call midweek. 10 to noon Eastern Time. Avoid Mondays and the first week of the month. Be specific when the automated system asks what you need. Use keywords. Have all your information ready before you dial. Ask for written documentation. Not just verbal answers. If someone won't help, hang up and call back. You'll get a different rep. And most importantly, be patient. I know it's frustrating. I know 47 calls sounds insane. But this is how the system works right now. The more you understand how to navigate it, the less time you waste. Quick question. How many times have you called Social Security? And what was your experience? Drop a comment below. I'm curious if your experience was as frustrating as mine. And if you want to see the exact script I use when I call Social Security, the word-for-word phrases that get me to the right person faster, I'm breaking that down in next week's video. So subscribe if you haven't already. Stay informed. Stay secure. Stay golden.